What's happening, film nerds? Dave of the Film Junkie here. Ed Skrein. I don't know if I'm saying it right. You know how I am with words. Well, he's not going to be playing Major Ben Diamio in the Hellboy reboot. I remember seeing something that he was cast, but I didn't really pay attention too much with it because I think it happened like a week ago, and I think I was gone during that whole time. But he wrote out a little statement saying that last week it was announced that I would be playing Major Ben Diamio in the upcoming Hellboy reboot. I accepted the role unaware that the character in the original comics was of mixed Asian heritage. There has been intense conversation and understandable upset since that announcement, and I must do what I feel is right. So he dropped out. I guess talking over with everybody was probably the best thing. And smart man, because, being a blue-eyed white devil, yeah, you better drop out of the role if the character has any kind of other descent rather than, that. And I commend the guy. Smart guy. And a lot of people are, you know what? Actually, you should take the nickname Mad Respect, even though I've seen Major Respect. I've seen the Best Respect. I've seen a lot of people say, like, Mad Respect or Respect for Skrein. It's just funny. But what I found really funny, too, was the fact that a lot of people, weren't even aware of this controversy. And the reason why, guys, is because nobody knew about this character. I would say about 90% of us did not know. Maybe like diehard Hellboy people knew about this, but they probably didn't care too much either because it's not a big character. And I mean, I totally commend him for doing this because he's doing this on his own will, at least we think. Who knows? There could have been somebody else that said, like, dude, you better not do this, man. You're going to get fucking... They're going to be come for you with the forks and torches and everything like that, dude. You better stop. You better stop right now. Get out. And then, not to mention, if you do this, a lot of people will just, raise you up, put them on your shoulders, which they have. Cool. That's fine. But I just found it kind of funny because even people were like, wait, I didn't even know there was a controversy. I'm like, yeah, it's because this is a Hellboy movie. It's not one of the big comic book properties. I mean, it's known, but the character, like I said, 90 to 95% of us did not know about this character and that he had Asian descent. But him dropping out of the role, I totally commend the guy because he was like, you know what, I'm going to put the fire out. And it's, it's nothing but good for him because, like I said, a lot of people are like, good job, man, you're doing this. And then, of course, the studio is actually going to look for somebody with an Asian descent. And a lot of people are like, well, why didn't this happen in the first place? And I still have to go back to what I've talked about before is like, I don't think that they were necessarily looking into it that much, and I know a lot of people say, like, well, they should. And I'm like, yeah, maybe they should. But I'm just saying, I mean, when you look at him, I mean, he does represent the character a little bit. I mean, he has squinty-ish eyes and everything like that. And of course, you can't do that. But I mean, what I hate is a little bit of the hypocrisy of it. And that's why I always point it out. I mean, like I said, first of all, let's not make it sound like we knew that this character was of Asian descent. There was no big time outrage of it. Maybe like Hellboy fans, there was a little bit of outrage and he caught wind of it and he was like, all right, I better just drop out now before it turns into a big thing, because obviously with the internet, it's probably going to turn into a big thing. But so I commend him for that. He did this without it being huge because a lot of us didn't even know about it because we don't know about this character. So don't make it sound like you already had outrage, and I'm sure you guys didn't. But there's a lot of people that are making it sound like, well, yeah, like they knew. I'm like, nobody really knew about this. So good on him. But I mean, obviously, if they cast a black actor, there would be no outrage and it would just continue on. And that's where I just kind of go, but then, of course, people will be like, well, you need to have representation, you have this, that, and this. And I'm just like, all right. But it's just, I just don't want it to be like a thing if there was like a slight, because, I mean, you got these talented actors that take a role and just because, of our outrage culture, they're going to be like, I better drop out, I mean, that's just, when is it going to be? I mean, this is so small. This is so minor. This is not like Doctor Strange and the Ancient One, even though I got exactly why they did that. I mean, the real reason why they did that for Doctor Strange is because of, I guess, the whole Buddha stuff or whatever the heck. It's basically trying to release it in China. The China box office, they wouldn't accept it if it was if they had the Ancient One be how the Ancient One actually is in the books, because apparently China would be like, no. So they did it differently in order to get that Chinese box office. It had nothing to do with whitewashing, and I get sick and tired of hearing that term. It just had to do with, like, they just wanted more money, which I guess is not really a better thing. But I mean, that's what these movies are for. They're trying to make a lot of money. That's what it is. It's like, well, hopefully they're trying to make something good and then make a good money. So make some good money too. But yeah, so there you have it, guys. I mean, I've been rambling on a little too much about this, but yeah, I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good thing, but you know, it's just I had to point out, you know, being somebody who's like right in the middle of things and I try to look at both sides of the argument, I just have to point out both sides and point out some of the hypocrisy out there. Let me know your thoughts about it down below, guys. What do you think about this? Hit that like, thumbs up button if you'd be so kind. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to the other channel too. Follow me on the social media stuff that is floating above my head. And I got shirts in the closet. And here's one of them right here, guys. You know you want it. All right. I'll talk to you later.